Welcome to Tonetalks. 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 Welcome to Tonetalks.
What up, y'all? This is Antonio Moore coming to you with Tone Talks After Dark. You know, I got a good show coming on today. Looking forward to doing some talking about relationship hypocrisy, the double standards in our dating and mating. I've been talking to y'all all week about this. We led in with Zoe Williams' show earlier today on a similar topic, just an hour ago. But we here now with Tone Talks, and we about to do this. Oh, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in on this Friday evening. It's going to be fire. You know, I always start off with a set of questions. I just want to let y'all know you can go to the Dash Radio app, press Dash Talk. Put that beat back on. Let's run that beat while I'm doing these questions. Whew. This deserves a beat. Relationship hypocrisies. So we gonna have Zoe Williams in here as a guest, and he's gonna bring that, you know, that smoothness that he brings. But I'm gonna bring the fire. So let's go through some of the questions that we got. Oh, Zoe done came in here with a lightsaber. He gonna have to put that away. I'm not dealing with that today, Zoe. I need professionalism. We got that beat going, Zoe. Yeah, that's your questionnaire.
Got a questionnaire for me?
Yeah, you come up in here with them fresh fly pants on a nigga. So look, let's go through the questions because you know they're going to get heated up in here. Ladies, you can call in. Fellas, you can call in. We're not attacking anyone. We're attacking everyone. So let's go through some of these questions just to get this thing set up. Number one, why can men have hundreds of partners and get a reputation and status from the acts? Hundreds of sexual partners, while women carry the reputation of being loose if they do the same. Number two, are interracial relationships judged the same when black men are married to white women versus black women married to white men? Kamala Harris versus Byron Allen. Number three, do men that cheat in relationships and have a side chick have a right to have an issue if his partner has a side man as well? Oh, this is relationship hypocrisies, double standards in relationships. Oh, let's go. Do women have the same social obligation to call the day after having sex the first time? Or do we create excuses that allow them to ghost men, disappear, block their phone number, and the sex wasn't even bad? Okay. Number five, did 90s R&B music boost female ego while decimating males? Boys to Men, End of the Road versus Scrubs. Zoe Williams versus Antonio.
I'm not versus.
Yes, you can do Scrubs, okay?
I can't do none of these.
You gonna do one. Oh, y'all remember the lyrics. We gonna read a few. Number six, we might not get through all these questions. Again, the call line is going to be 323-879-4445-radio, press the Dash Talk app, or you can go to Tone Talks, YouTube. We streaming and we having a discussion if it just ends up being Antonio versus Zoe. I don't need a lightsaber.
Challenge me.
Number six, why can women have random hairstyles of different lengths and colors with outfits of random type, ignoring any normal expectation of how you looked when I met you? Did you shave side of your head and come out and say, let's go to the movies? Okay. Number seven, in a time of extreme wealth inequality, is it expected for men to carry the burden for a family's financial collapse? And the last one is the most important, and we might not make it there. We might not get there. Dr. King,
the mountaintop.
Why are people getting married to create a union of lives, but keeping everything separate, from their house to their bed and the car in between? All right. Woo. It's heated in here. I think we got a caller. Let's bring that first caller in. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Let's take the sound bed out and let's get this caller in. Thank you so much. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Vicky from Boston, Beantown.
What's up, Bean?
Hey. Hi, Mrs. O. Williams.
You gotta wait a second. Let me set this first one up because you can jump in. We need a lady's voice. You ready? Why can men have had hundreds of partners? I know I'm exaggerating. Thousands. I'm sorry. I am virile. I am strong. No. Why can men have many partners and get a reputation and status from the act, while women carry the reputation of being loose? Is that something that men are impressing on women, or women are impressing on women, or is that just social? What do you think, caller?
I think it could be a combination of all three, but I think more than anything, it's probably women in society and social society impression that on women. Because I think so. I think men care, but I don't see men going out the way to find out who this woman is with, who that woman is with. But I know some sisters that will break their neck to find out and talk about and label her a whore, slut, this, what she's doing, shaming her. That's how I see it. I think women, in this case, help perpetuate that social belief about men having all this. 'Cause I think that if another woman had this man, then there's something about a woman's mind that makes her want him.
Interesting.
Let me read something to you, caller.
I really good.
Let me read something to you and Zoe. You know, I'm going to bring a little bit of data in here so we can get an understanding. In the survey conducted by the National Center for Health Statistics on 6,000 adults between 20 and 59 in age from 1999 to 2002, it was found that 29% of men had 15 or more sexual partners, and 9% of women had sex with 15 or more men. In the same survey, this is something about black folks. Mm-hmm. It's reported that 46% of black men and 13% of black women had 15 or more sexual partners in their lifetime. I mean, the data is there. I mean, you know, it's interesting. What do you think, Zoe?
Here's the thing. I think the sister on the phone was correct about women enforcing what the patriarchy originally put in place. Patriarchy being the church and, you know, the clergy, you know, women are loose, women are whores, Mary Magdalene, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, early on, men were the impetus for that. But now, today, women are more critical. You know, I agree with the caller. You know, women are more critical of women who want to express sexual freedom, right? It'd be a woman.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm not saying men. And I'm not saying there aren't men out there who call women hoes for the same reason. I'm just saying that inner circle of women are very critical to how an individual woman will make decisions with regards to intimate relating.
Caller, did you want to say one last thing to the audience? Because the phone lines are lit.
There's one last thing about the R&B of the 90s.
Oh, we're not there yet. No, you can't jump forward. You're going to have to call when we get there.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead. If it don't make sense, though.
I think I won't go into it. I know I have to go. This princess mentality, men and guys break their backs and do all this over the top whining and dining for us, and we can bring nothing to the table. I think R&B of the 90s help enforce that. Now, if he doesn't, I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to get off the phone.
You got me out here like Floyd Mayweather.
I think the Cinderella.
I think that's what we're gonna get there.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Let's take this next caller before I set the second question up. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dale, calling from Upper Marlboro.
Hey,
Maryland.
Okay, we got that Maryland in the house. So you know, caller, look, I'm gonna, because I have a lot of questions to get through. I'm gonna use you guys as reflective mirrors Women and men, please call in 323-879-4445. But I'm gonna gas you with my opinion too. But nonetheless, this is the second question. I'm gonna get hopefully you can give me something on this. Could Obama have had a white woman? Oh man,
no,
did
he wouldn't have won the office with her.
Hold up,
No.
hold up. Zoe, you can't jump to the end. Are interracial relationships judged the same when black men are married to white women versus black women married to white men? Let me tell you why I asked this question. This is the hypocrisy. The number one group in my personal experience that notices interracial relationships is black women. But they only notice it when it's a black man. When it's a black woman, there's an excuse that there weren't any good men. So Serena Williams isn't taking all her money and giving it to the white folk, but Byron Allen is. Kamala Harris can have a white husband that she just married, but Obama got to marry the chocolate sister, which I think is correct anyway. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
he did pick the right one.
Yes. But
Yes.
my thing is coming to you. What do you think about that? Like the whole interracial relationships, how they're judged unfairly between the genders inside of Black America?
It's definitely unequal. Because if you look at, I'm going to give you an example of just a TV show that is garbage that I don't watch.
Uh-oh.
But you look at Scandal.
Oh, I knew you was going to go there. Don't get these women to turn off my station.
Me protect
they talk
myself.
about how she's such a strong black woman. And one of my homies that I went to college with, he posed the question on Facebook saying, okay, what if this was Obama and Olivia was white? Would you all be praising her? No, that wouldn't happen.
Right.
They'd be dogging her.
Right.
They'd be dogging him saying, wow, why is he messing around on his wife, on his black wife? But that's the way it goes. And I have another thing. When I was in college, it was like some black guys that date a white girl that girls wouldn't even be interested in. They was like, he could find a black woman. Like, would you talk to him? No. Well, how do you know he
Clarence
could find a black
Thomas? We got that Clarence Thomas haircut. Look. We lit up in here. Look, Zoe,
Yes.
I'm going to bounce something off you, and I want you to come with something on this.
All right.
I went to Wikipedia because everybody tells me black men are choosing white women. I said, let me just figure this out. Let me not guess like you are. Wikipedia said, it shows that blacks intermarry far less than any other non-white group. That means we date within our race. Mm-hmm. And by 2010 Pew Research, only 17% of blacks married interracially, a rate far lower than the rate for Hispanics and Asians. Why is there a myth that black men choose white women at this high rate? Is that insecurity? Is that truth? What is it?
It's another M word, media. Media loves to, flip the narrative. Just like, for instance, when we talk about wealth. If you were to judge black wealth based on the media alone, we look like we balling.
I just seen Al Roker this morning, and he didn't look like he was balling.
But I'm just saying, the narrative is
You're right.
we doing it.
You're right.
We doing it.
There's
But-
diversity.
Right, there's diversity. But when you get behind the image that the media is projecting, you start to see the real nuts and bolts
You're right.
of what's happening.
You're right.
Now, another media narrative that's happening right now is black women are boycotting, so-called, the Black Panther movie because of the actor, brother, who is dating a white woman. But at the same time, cheering on
Serena
Williams and Meghan Markle.
and Kamala Harris.
And so, again,
Black girl magic.
so now you have to figure out whose side are you on? What do you really believe?
What is your principles?
What are they?
Behind the fruit of Islam, the nation had this whole thing where it was just dating other blacks, and they were committed to it no matter what or who did it. This seems like something else.
Right.
This seems like hypocrisy in its truest form. Caller, thank you so much for calling in. Did you want to say something else to the audience before I let you go?
Just one thing on your first question. The women control the whole thing of a man being a stud. It's not other guys. It's the women. Women they're more attracted to guys that have been with other women.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, I got another caller. Let me take that person because these phone lines are lit.
Thank you.
Can you look?
All right.
Thank you so much. Let's bring that caller in. Go to Dash Radio. Press the Dash Talk button. Let's share this on other groups, and also please use the super chat. Support the channel. This is how we bring this dialogue. Thank you for sharing your Friday with me, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tone, what up? It's Reggie from Boston. What's up, Zo?
This is my regular.
What
caller,
up? What
Reg.
up? What up? What up, Reggie?
You get the feeling like you know these people. I don't even know what Reg look like. This is my people though. So.
All right. I got you.
All right, Reg. What you think about the topic?
Well, I mean, I think you're right, especially when it comes to the hypocrisy. And one thing that I noticed that may kind of shed some light on where some of that hypocrisy may be coming from in terms of the women. It's true, for the data that I look at, it's true that black people marry with each other the most. But when you go out, the numbers go way up for black men when you're talking college degree or greater.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some of the more affluent black men that are in these spaces when they end up choosing non-black women when you see, other people get pressed. And there's also, I got to find that specific data set, but there's data that suggests that both black men and black women desire to date out at the same rates, but it's only the black men that are more successful. So I think the ones we may be hearing from are the black women that want to date out but can't, and then are kind of upset with the black men that are a little more successful. But I agree with what Zoe said about the media. We can't get caught up in that back and forth because the data says that overwhelmingly both black men and black women choose each other.
Which is great, and I'm an advocate for that. Let's promote that more.
Thank you so much for calling. So like what's a trip is there was recently a whole article. I forgot the reporter's name. Her name is Kari Champion from ESPN. I sent this to you.
Oh,
though.
Kari Champion.
Kari Champion. She said some stupid shit.
What is
she? She was talking about interracial dating, but it's a dishonesty. This gentleman just pointed it out.
And I love Kari Champion. She's from Pasadena. I'm from Pasadena.
That's good. But what she talked about was how black women are choosing white men because they don't want to deal with black men. And what is larger?
So she's opting out of blackness.
Yeah, that's what it's really about. Is that don't nobody want to deal with this slavery? Don't nobody want to deal with this Jim Crow? Don't nobody want to deal with this lack of wealth?
But is her position considered intelligent or informed or
no? It's short-sighted because her job and her position came from a legacy of fighting for that one job at ESPN, that diversity role. So let's take the next caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
You got to turn your background down. What's your caller? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Tone Zo, calling out of D.C. Hey, man.
Thank you so much.
I like what you guys are doing, dropping knowledge.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Let me say this. Before you get going.
Yeah.
We going through questions today. Everybody's getting one. I'm gonna throw you one like LeBron threw that pass to Dwayne Wade, but I'm not looking at you. I'm just gonna throw it to you. You gotta catch it.
Oh boy, all right.
Do men that cheat in a relationship and have a side chick have a right to have an issue if his partner, married or not, has a side dude? This is personal.
So they both were cheating on each other, essentially.
Yeah. This is Power, the show, basically.
Oh, Power?
Yeah, they had this in the show Power Stars. Does the guy get a right to have an attitude or be mad or challenge your loyalty?
I guess he's like the breadwinner. He's bringing in the revenue, the money. That keeps everything afloat, the family life, the lifestyle. So I guess he does have a right to be angry or upset or whatever. But that's
a tough one.
I don't know. I think it's wrong that they're both cheating on each other.
All right. What's your take on this whole topic that we're going through today?
I think there's this perception of black men, American men, being unloyal to black women and always lusting for white women and being deadbeats. And there's a particular individual on YouTube Corey Zoe, your guy Corey had some beef or whatever with this particular individual, this YouTuber, and this individual constantly, and there are other YouTube videos bashing black men, black American men. They all want white women. They're not loyal to black women. And they use these Pew Research data that shows that black men marry out their race at higher numbers than black women. They constantly use that to just justify bashing black men.
But they don't talk. But I bet they don't say that we marry out of our race less than other races. That you can't tell half the
data. They never say that. I've never heard that. They never ever say that. Always that. They always throw that Pew Research stat that says black men marry more outside their race than black women.
Let me say something to you, caller. Caller, let me say something.
Thank you.
No, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
Oh.
So look, they got a spot called the GS. Shout out to the Game Sports Bar on Manchester. Look, I ain't never seen a black dude with a white woman at the Game Sports Bar on Manchester. But it's in a black area. Hold on. It's in a black area. It's black folks. But I've heard many a college-educated black woman tell me it's too ghetto in there, right? On the other side, L.A. is set up in a way where you can take your sedity self and live in Studio City or live in Manhattan Beach or live in Redondo Beach. Notice I'm using a lot of beaches right now. Or live in Long Beach, and I'm not talking about the part that ain't near the water. And what's interesting is you will go to Manhattan Beach, Ralph's, and see a black man with a white woman and be like, black men don't date black women, but then say the GS is ghetto. Right. You got to make a choice about who you are. I don't go to the strip club and say where the church ladies at.
Right.
You know, and I think that what we have right now is a schizophrenia about you're choosing to interject yourself in the most non-diverse places in the city. And then say, where are the blacks? Give me your opinion, Zoe.
Marriage is the number one indicator of wealth in America. That's the number one indicator of wealth. The number one indicator of poverty is divorce. So if you take interracial marriages, right, this is what's weird. Like if you take interracial marriages, in a sense, that's taking the bank account out of the hood and into somewhere else. So when brothers who are, educated and they go get Becky or whatever, they're taking the bread out of the community because, they didn't marry a sister if marriage is a business.
This is the problem, though, Zoe. College don't mean bread in Black America.
No, but I'm speaking in terms of the NFL, NBA, MLB player who, went to college and next thing you know, he's in the pros somewhere. A lot of times you see a lot of those guys with others.
Okay, that's fine. But how do you see? This is the problem with how we take data. We take the Pew Research data that says this about college-educated blacks, and we say those are the more affluent ones. No, those are the ones that are in more debt.
Are in more debt, right.
and so what we don't understand is that this rate is largely flat when it comes to wealth. Flat and negative. Everybody that's young.
But take MJ, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is with a white woman now.
But this is my point, Zozo. Mm-hmm. We are taking aberrations and making normal assessments. The reality is you're normal.
I agree.
If you look, I say this to you. My challenge to you is to go to any black, like if you're in this area, go to a black, if you're in your city, go to a black area that's 50% or more black and count me the number of black men that are with white women. Count me the number of black women that are with white men. I just think that we've overstated this instead of dealing with the reality of why we're not working out together.
You're 100% right, but the wealthy black man is an aberration.
Yes.
So not just the educated black man, but the wealthy black man is an aberration too.
So he shouldn't form your normal.
So right, he's not the normal. He's definitely in the minority. But I'm saying if the minority is wealthy and the minority is dating outside of their race, then that wealth is leaving the race.
I take that, but the only thing I would say as we go, let's get ready to go to a commercial break for a second, is that it's not even a minority. We know that less than 350,000 black families out of 20 million have more than 1 million, and they're all boomers.
Right.
So as far as this young black virile class of 30-year-old black men that are millionaires,
no, that's not happening.
It don't happen. It's like 10,000 people That's not big enough. You're really looking at a sample size that's way too small. Go down to the GS and tell me how many black women you see. Black men you see with white women holding hands, dancing in the middle. All right, man, let's go to commercial break. Come back in about a minute and a half.
Good stuff.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to Tone Talks After Dark. I got Zoe Williams. I made him put that lightsaber away. It's scaring people.
No, man, that's
Don't you look. So you didn't get to swing that on your show because it didn't have a camera. That don't mean you bring that up here. You done hit me with that twice. Hit my engineer with it in the neck. I shall thrash you. So look. What we having as a topic of relationship hypocrisy, double standards in our dating and mating. Call in is 323-879-4445. Oh. Let's bring the caller in and I'll set up the second question. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Maria from Seattle.
What's up, Maria? Maria, I'm setting up this question.
Maria is one of your regulars, isn't she?
Yeah, I got one of.
And she's really smart.
Yeah,
I listened to your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for listening. Maria, you got fans from my show. Zoe Williams is one of your fans, you can tell. Now, look, let's get to it. So we having this relationship hypocrisy, double standards. I'm trying to be balanced and show some men one and some women ones, but this is another one that goes the women's way. This is my, I'm going to bring it to you. Do women have the same social obligation to call the day after sex the first time? Or do we create excuses that allow them to what we call ghost people after getting theirs that we don't do with men? Now, I think both sides do it. I just think we have a social judgment of men. You are wrong for having sex with her and not answering the phone or calling her back. Whereas with women, I'm talking about even if the sex is good. It's like, I just got back with my man. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What do you think about that? Is it allowed for women to ghost people more easily?
Oh,
she don't want to answer.
I don't know how to answer that. I wanted to answer the other question.
Just ask her if she ghosts somebody.
Have you look, Maria? Have you ghosted somebody? Just be honest.
Yes.
I could tell by the hesitation.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, all right.
Aspiration.
We'll deal with that with you off the line because we already feel what we feel about you with this question. Maria, what did you want to answer?
The second one, the one previous. I just think people think that black men date white women because of what. How do I explain this? With rap. Like when in Kanye West's song Gold Digger, he said, "I'm going to leave your butt for a white girl." It's just stuff like that. And just in the music videos, you see the lighter skinned girls in the forefront, and it's it goes back to slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really, really deep rooted in why people think that. It's the closer you are to mainstream America and not being locked out of wealth and stuff like that, it's more of a projection of what you really want. You want to be normal, so you want to be white.
Mm.
It doesn't mean you really love the white girl, but it's a status symbol. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Maria, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate you always calling in. What I want to do is get back to this question I asked. So I asked Maria, and I'm going to ask Zoe. Is there more space for black women, particularly, but women as a whole, to ghost men and then come up with some random reason why?
Of course. I mean, because I ghosted him because he was annoying. He was stalking me. He was
stalking you.
Yeah, stalking is one of those words.
Like you talking about you asked him to move all your furniture in, and then you finished with him now?
Right, and he wants to go to the movies and take you on a date after
After moving the refrigerator?
Right. After you've used them for all of his stuff. I mean, these are the little superficial things that women can get away with because men are socialized to cater to women's needs. We're socialized to do that. Now, I think the question you're asking, are there women who take advantage of that socialization? And I think, yeah, there are some women that do that. I wouldn't dare to say that most women do that, but I think there's a significant amount of women that are taught how to do that by their mothers.
Do what? Take
advantage of men's socialization to want to do for women.
I gave you my theory in your show. I'm going to bounce it again.
Yes.
We're a race where at this point, I think 77% of black babies are out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock.
What you're seeing now, my theory is that black men and black women are raised by single mothers more often than not. So as a result, black men are being raised, particularly post 85, 87, to treat women like their mother was not treated. Whereas black women are treated to get theirs.
To go get it.
And it creates this environment when you add in incarceration, which has gutted black male wealth, and along with the movement globalization, essentially it creates this environment where men are tools to get what I want. Wow. What do you think?
Shit. He's the relationship janitor.
We call him a credit card, right? We call him the relationship credit card, right?
Well, again, he has a purpose in her life.
Break down break down the store again. The convenience. I've been thinking about your convenience store. I tried to share it twice. I tried to share it.
What did I say?
When you say that relationships aren't a convenience store, it's something for the soul. Zoe will get you.
Yeah. Like I said, there's two components to relationship, and one has dominated the other. I said there's a spiritual aspect of relationship, not dogmatic or religious, but there is a spiritual, self-revealing aspect of relationship that has taken a back seat to the social template, the social game rules, the social imaging. This is why a person, or a woman, she can't really be free and open and say what she wants to say, especially sexually, because of the patriarchy that's in place. She'll get judged. She's a hoe if she goes after a man, or if she lets a man know how she feels. She's a hoe if she expresses her sexual attraction to a man. That's one side of it. But I think there are women out there who have gotten, or who have become, exceedingly skillful in manipulating the social game rule because they see the holes in it and they can get what they want from a man based off of his socialization.
So that leads me in 323-879-4445 to be part of the discussion. We get into the sweet spot. Everybody been waiting for this. Zoe, get your paper.
I'm not going to do
Zoe,
it.
you doing scrubs. Look, this is the next question. Did 90s socialization, did 90s R&B music boost female ego while decimating males? Boys to Men, End of the Road versus TLC Scrubs. How many male cheating songs can we make? Do you remember a cheating song from a female that was apologetic? So a
sister singing, "I'm sorry for cheating on you.
I did you wrong.
I'm sorry for doing you. I did you wrong" song by a female
in the 90s.
Wow.
See, part of what my theory is that it connects very tightly to wealth inequality. You saw a lot of black men go to jail. You saw a major shift in the access of women to the markets, and like R&B and media played to that, Scandal included. It goes all the way through now. So instead of giving you healthy content, they gave you content that made you feel good. And so, like, what's interesting is in the midst of it, they left black men behind in all of this music. I want to use an example to make that clear. I want to use Boys to Men, End of the Road. I'm going to read you I'm not going to sing it. Read you a section from it, and then I'm going to have Zoe read Scrubs, and we'll talk about it. Call in 323-879-4445. So this is Boys to Men, End of the Road. One of the biggest songs of the decade, period. Beatles level sales. Girl, I'm here for you. All those times of night when you just hurt me. I can't read it. Hold on. When you just hurt me and just run out with that other fella. Baby, I knew about it. I just didn't care. You just don't understand how much I love you, do you? I'm here for you. I'm not out to go out and cheat on you all night, just like you did, baby, but that's all right. Hey, I love you anyway.
Wow.
End of the road.
So,
no.
Before I read this,
it's got to go next.
But I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
Somebody in the chat room says, this is a very biased conversation. Female apology song, Anita Baker, I apologize.
Yeah,
but she's not apologizing for cheating.
And also, that's not really what I'm talking about 90s right now.
So
Real 90s.
All right, so I'm going to read the scrubs. A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly and is also known as a buster. Who wrote this? Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. So no, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. And no, I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, I don't want none of your time. And no, I don't want no scrub.
Oh, let's go to Rihanna and Joel Embiid. Just happened.
Uh-oh.
What she told him when he was a rookie is don't talk to me till you an all-star.
Wow.
Come on, man. I it's a trip because we got to get honest about the socialization of the weak black man that has created an environment where you don't have to deal with the reality of yourself.
Right.
I think that a generation of black men grew up on this music and has created an environment where people don't understand the impact, the consequence. And this isn't one song. This is a whole slew of songs, and it's not one group. It's all, baby, I'm so sorry. I cheated on you. I'm sorry. But I just don't see the other side being reflected in the music. That's my theory. Let's take a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, Tone, man? It's crazy I got through, but yeah, I'm Wayne from Atlanta.
All right.
Oh, man. I appreciate if you give me the time to articulate the thoughts that I'm trying to get across. I've been with my wife since 2003. It's so crazy, and I understood this at a young age. Her mom is from a historic project in Atlanta, Bourne Homes. My dad came from the same apartment. They knew each other. I got with my wife, I was like 16. I was like 18. She was like 16 in high school. But her mom moved to the suburbs, but my dad was on drugs. Go through this struggle with her, and it was tough. It was tough because I looked at TV and I listened to the Boys to Men's of the world and thought I was supposed to be a certain type of way. But then I had to rise up and understand that I had to be a man because it's unique. I'm going to share something with you guys. My dad was actually a bisexual man, and my mom and him broke up, and he actually got custody of me and my sister because my mom was just unable to take care of us and contribute. And also he was a bisexual drug addict, so it was a huge dynamic. But I said that, at a young age, I said, now I'm a business owner, and we have 3 kids. We're married. We've been together since 2003. I've been married to her. I'm actually the blueprint or the epitome of what Dr. Umar Johnson tries to talk about. Am I holier than thou? No, I'm definitely not holier than thou. But I understood that.
Caller,
yes.
I just want to say this. I thank you for calling in and giving us that testimonial. I want to go back to the Boys to Men thing. I want you to flesh that out for me a little more. How did that show up in your relationship? What kind of things were you doing that maybe she wasn't?
Well, I got to be honest. One thing I did as a young man, I looked at my mom and I wanted to be a hero. I said, if I get with a girl, if I just act a certain way, because my mom was a very beautiful young lady, but I always thought that my mom didn't have the right type of guys in her life. And as I got with my wife, one thing I learned, and I stand true to this, not just her, not just black women, but all women, most of them, I'm not going to put it on all, but most women do not want to be accountable for their actions. They just don't. Me and my wife, we have a great. But what I have to tell black men, you have to let your mom go. You have to grow up and be a man. I know it's hard.
Caller, let me jump in here. Let me jump in here and tell you one other thing. That's powerful. I'm gonna bounce this off of Zoe. And we gonna leave you in here. We like three dudes at the bar. Look, Zoe. Yeah. One of the things that I've heard from black women is that he likes to argue because that's what he's used to. He got, your mama scream at you. That's what you want to be happening. If it's quiet and peaceful, you can't deal with that. What do you think about what that caller just said about letting go of your mom?
Well, this is one of the things that I sent my son off to college with. I said, I've done my job. Now it's your turn to prove me either right or wrong by thinking about what I said. And I told my son, you're not a man until you can break up and reconcile some of the ideas I instilled. So you have to go live your life and come back to me with a remix or a better version or an improvement on what I said to you. And because I don't want you to think that I'm the end all, begin all. This is your life. And you take the template that I gave you, the training wheels that I gave you, but at some point you're going to have to take them off. I think what he said is profound. I tell people all the time, you have to break up with your parents' dysfunction. You have to break up with things they were incapable of reconciling in their lives. You modeled it as normal behavior, but at some point you have to recognize it as an opportunity to evolve.
Caller, thank you so much for calling in. I want to try to get through the rest of these questions. So essentially, what's a trip is one of the other things we're seeing is that the younger, Zoe's child, he didn't grow up on 90s R&B. He might have heard it, right, but it wasn't burned into his skull. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how different they are as far as socialization, because the baby, please take me back music isn't part of their structuring. Right. Now, the next question I have, and please call in 323-879-4445. You can press the Dash Radio app, press Dash Talk to get in here, have this discussion. We're doing relationship hypocrisies, double standards in our dating and mating. Ooh.
That's a lot.
I mean, this has been a fire discussion.
It has.
Number 6. Why can women have random hairstyles of different lengths and colors, along with outfits of random type, ignoring any normal expectation of consistency from their mate? Now, I know people will say white women do that too. My only thing back to them would be to say, I don't think it's the same. I think we're seeing shaved sides of heads. We're seeing long hair than short hair, and I'm not knocking style.
I was about to say, this is the part I don't mind. Yeah. I like it when a woman is, creative with her look and her vibe. I don't trip.
And it can be individual. Yeah. But I'm dealing with the hypocrisy of it all. This is it. Can you be creative? Can you pull that hat off and have a yellow middle mohawk coming down the middle without hearing, why'd you do that?
Well,
let alone go around her family with it.
I mean, I would try, but no, I couldn't go around her family.
So this is my thing. If you creative, can he be creative and come out with a long wig on?
Can he be dressed like Prince?
Can he have some shoulder pads just randomly? This is the thing that I'm saying, the hypocrisy of it all. You want to be. Let's take this caller. Caller, what is your name? Where are you calling from? You can link it for us.
I also put in the chat that I married for 15 years, recently divorced for maybe 3, 2 children. One, I was a single parent for 12 years, and then we had a son together. Long story short, so now I just met a gentleman. I mean, I'm really not looking for a relationship, and I'm in a good place. And then this other thing is going on, too. so a nice gentleman from St. Kitts, Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just made it plain really upfront that, hey, I'm not looking for anything. I enjoy you, you enjoy me, we'll have a good time. A friend, and that's it. And there's no other expectation there. Now, on his end, there may be some. He's like very eager. And I'm just like, whoa, slow down. Let's slow down.
Now, hold on. This is the thing. No, slow down. So are y'all holding hands and walking in the park? Or are you just talking about?
We are just,
look,
I don't know.
Let me make the point. Let me set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me set it up, because this is the thing that we've reached in this society about lack of boundaries. We'll say, and I'm not dealing with Netflix and chill for sex right now. I'm saying a woman will want to come to your house and lay on you like a mate, but then cut the boundary on sex, which I understand, but not create a boundary physically so you understand. And I think one of the things, and I'm not talking about you, this is more than you. This is just a show about a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that, when we talk about this hypocrisy, this is a great one. Do we understand a physical, like double standard, whereby you're closing space and creating an intimate connection, and then when he actually moves forward, you put it off on something else, like just quick sex, or he's too aggressive, or something of the sort, when the whole thing is kind of staged that way. You know what I'm saying, Zoe?
I don't think so. I mean, I made it really clear.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about just you. You're like the difference. Okay. See, like the thing is, you're calling in about just your issues, but we're having a larger discussion about the hypocrisy and double standards. My only thing is you're 55, and I hope that friendship. I'm going to take another caller because we have another caller coming in. But I hope that that friendship actually is just a friendship.
Is a real friendship,
and it's not you just getting your emotional needs fulfilled. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Oh wow!
You want to say something on that?
No, that she was. Hey, the way you handled that was perfect. A lot of times people, this is what I say. Your wounds should not be provided for. And a lot of times people get in a relationship to have their wounds provided for. Your wounds are supposed to be reconciled. Relationship is designed to challenge the wound, the boundary of the wound. And once you are healed, that's when you begin to relate.
This is the thing, though, and I'm going to leave it on this, and I know y'all going to be mad. This is the issue with Me Too. We right here at #MeToo, which is a moving boundary. And somebody just said it in the chat. Men have to challenge and test the boundaries because they're far too intimate. So then when they test them, you say, I didn't mean it that way, in the dark on his couch, rubbing his leg.
Wow.
And he didn't, and I think we as a society, as I close out, have to start looking at these hypocrisies, getting honest with ourselves about the double standards, and demanding that we be fair and honest to each other. I'll let Zoe get the last word. Make sure you go to Zoe Williams Show. Please tell them about your show after your last
word. That's the point. The relationship is not about what you can get from the person. It's about what the relationship gives you in terms of insights about yourself. And a lot of people are so busy trying to get what they can get from the person that they ignore the insights about themselves that are coming from the person.
I agree.
That's how you grow up.
So give them a little bit of info on your show.
Dash Radio, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, The Voice of Reason, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, relationship talk with a room full of women.
Oh, it's fine. It be lit in there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Tone Talks. Thanks for coming in.
Welcome to Tone Talks.